Good morning. Today I am starting engineering geology, and first topic is in engineering geology is engineering property of the rock. The rock property means rock is aggregate of the mineral, and here we talk about the all the rock material, their failure, their strength, and some types of dams, bridges, and like these things. So rock material refers to the intact rock within the framework of discontinuities at the level of textures. And rock materials are natural, geological, man-made, otherwise construction history, all of these things. And their strength of the rock comes from its texture, mineral composition, its weakness, and all of these things. And important their physical properties is like your color, anisotropy, hardness, porosity, permeability, density, durability, and thermal properties. And the mechanical properties of rock include like your uh, there is two types of property: physical property and mechanical property. Physical property means color and hardness like these, and mechanical properties are like elastic and strength properties. And chemical properties, this is not may not play a direct role, but it influence the property of the rock. So first is here we talk about the physical property. Physical properties means color. It is also called the index properties and used for identification and classification of the rock. And these properties are inherited at the time of the formation of the rock, but maybe changes due to the environment of the weathering. So first property is color. Color of the rock matters when it used a synthetic purpose. A synthetic purpose are flooring or rock cladding. And this color of the rocks depend on the mineral present, and it termed as leucocratic, mesocratic, melanocratic. Leucocratic means light color, melanocratic means dark color, and mesocratic means intermediate, means not dark and not light color. And true color of the rock can only seen on the freshly broken surface, and as long exposed part of the rock get stained and brown to gray color due to the weathering. And different types of the rock means denoting the rocks of color of the rocks. Rock color chart can be used in laboratory. So second one property is your anisotropy. In a rock, if constituent minerals are randomly oriented, then a rock is said to have anisotropic fabric. And if minerals show some preferred orientation, then a rock is said to have anisotropic properties. Means in this rock, there is a no any orientation of the mineral. So this is your isotropic. Isotropic means all the direction. And here the minerals are oriented in this direction. So this is your anisotropic minerals. And different properties of the anisotropic rock become directional, and may it have different strength and along the different direction, or it may have different permeability in different direction as compared to the isotropic rocks, which will have these same all along. And most of the igneous, non-foliated, metamorphic, sedimentary rocks show isotropic fabrics, and few volcanic rocks are also so anisotropic fabric due to the alignment of the mineral during the flow. And third property is your hardness. Hardness of rock depends upon the hardness of the mineral present in the rock. While monomineralic rock, example quartzite, will have a similar hardness all through the rocks, while the polymineralic rock will show average value. So here is two hardness scale. One is Mohs scale and second one is Vickers hardness scale. So Mohs hardness scale, you know very well, you are familiar with from your graduation. Talc, gypsum, calcite, fluorite, apatite, orthoclase, quartz, topaz, corundum, and diamond. This is scale, arithmetic scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1 to 10. And a Vickers hardness scale start with number 24, 36, 109, 189, 526. You have to remember this. This is very useful for, not useful, but useful for exam. Okay, so you have to remember these number. Maybe ask if a more scale hardness of apatite is 5, then what is the Vickers hardness of apatite? So you have to remember this. So you can remember these numbers. 1 equal to 24, 2 is equal to 36, and 109 and 1120, like these things you can read this. So next property is density. High density rocks are usually stronger than low density rock. The density of common rocks or other engineering materials are as follows. Basalt have a density 2.75 to 3. Dolerite have 2.70 to 2.90. Granite have 2.60 to 2.70. Rhyolite have 2.50 to 2.65. Quartzite have 2.40 to 2.50. Cyst have 2.45 to 2.75. Conglomerate 2.35 to 2.65. Sandstone 2.20 to 2.4, and all of these you can read from this table. And you remember that highest density and lowest one. So highest density is range is your basalt, and I think this is in your decreasing order. Okay, you can read this best. So next again is this table, porosity. You know very well all the porosity affect the strengthening of the rock. If you have a higher porosity, then you have a low strength of the rock. Okay, you can know all about the porosity. Permeability same like porosity. If higher the permeability, low the strength of the rock. Here is only talk about the strengthening of the material. So this is the table which are showing the lab permeability and field permeability of the different types of the rock. You can read this. Durability. Durability can be defined as resistance to natural deterioration. It used to control by overall climate of the area, structure, texture, and composition of the mineral. To measure the durability of the rock, that is, this is a slag durability test. This is the apparatus which are used for the durability of the rock. And this is durability depend on the structure, texture, and mineral composition. And this is the durability classification based on the slag durability test. Higher durability test and lowest durability test. This is the number, you have to remember this. And maybe it will ask in exam. Greater than 99 is your very high durability, and very low durability is your less than 60 degree. Next property is thermal property. Thermal property of the rock as engineering material is important. Some kind of heating is involved in, such as furnace, strategic storage facility, powerhouses, and all of these things. And so these are the material. Means granite have thermal expansion is 34 into 10 to the power minus 7. You can read from this table and remember this, which one is highest thermal properties and which one is your lowest properties. So now come to the these are the physical property of the engineering rock, physical property of the rock. And now come to the strength of the rock. Rock possesses strength due to the coherence of constituent of the mineral. A monomineralic rock with random fabric will show similar strength all around, but polymineralic rock may show variation in strength from section to section. So in this case, rocks have oriented anisotropic fabric. And if you talk about the strengthening of the rock, there is two types of the strength: compressive strength and tensile strength. Compressive strength means different types, means unconfined compressive strength, confined compressive strength, point load strength, hammer strength, and geological hammer strength. Hammer strength is two types: schematic and geological. So unconfined compressive strength, you have read in you have studied in structural geology all about this unconfined compressive strength, and this helped of a machine known as universal testing machine. For this rock cut in shape of the cube, this is the procedure actually, and this is the formula where you can check the unconfined compressive strength of the rock. Okay, this is the formula, means this is your compressive strength, and this one is your observed compressive strength, and d is the diameter of the sample, and this is the length of. By using this formula, you can check the unconfined compressive strength of the rock, and it is good or not, we can see on the table. And non-foliated metamorphic rock will give the higher compressive strength as compared to the foliated rock. So confined, this is unconfined. Now come to the confined compressive strength. Rocks when subject to the lateral compression apart from the vertical compression. This is give the confined strength, means in unconfined force is projected up to down and down to up, and in confined force are applied lateral. So rocks which are confined all the side may experience this stress, and confined compressive strength are triaxial test. A small core of the rock is extracted from the main rock of the body by using the diamond drilling cutter, and these all are the phenomena. You can read this from this slide, and this triaxial testing under the different confining stress. Okay, so vertical lateral load can also plotted graphically on the Mohr diagram, determine the strength, shear strength, angle of the fraction, and cohesion. So for each sample, here you know very well Mohr circle diagram. This is the diagram where we plotted by the normal stress and shear stress. Here we calculate. This is the one sample, another sample, and another one sample. So three samples are so different types of the principal, means normal stress and shear stress. Shear stress means stress applied with angle, and the normal is applied from the vertical. Okay, so if they have the higher compression, higher normal stress, then it is higher strength of the rock. Okay, point load for the square or rectangular or cylindrical shape may be used. So point load test is formula is your pressure upon d square. This is d square actually. So p by d square. D is the diameter of the sample. Okay, so a lot of question already has been asked in exam about the point load test, and many numerical income in GATE exam. Okay, so you remember this formula. And unconfined compressive strength and compressive strength also, and unconfined compressive strength is your pi r square, sorry, force upon pi r square. Okay, this is unconfined UCS formula. Remember this. And pi r square, if there is a circle, say, if there is a have thickness your strength, then you can use pi RT. Okay, RT is your thickness, R is radius of the sample. Okay, and another one is a Brazilian test actually. This is also known as your Brazilian test formula. Brazilian test is used for the unconfined compressive strength. Okay. In the last of the engineering geology, I will give you the all the formula of engineering properties and engineering parameters. So schematic hammer test, it is handheld cylindrical shaped instrument which are operate on spring loaded piston shaped hammer, and the rebound values are related to the hardness, compactness, density of the sample, which can be indirectly correlated to the UCSS. Strength is your hammer means 20, 30. These are the numbers, and if you have strength, systemic strength is your 20, then unconfined compressive strength is your 12. 30, 25, this and this one. Okay, and this hammer test is also used for non-destructive testing method for knowing the in situ strength of other engineering material, and this hammer can also be used to have an indirect data of rock strength in the field. So this is the table of strength of rock based on the breaking of geological hammer. Very long strength have probable 150 MPa, and this is impossible to break by the hammer. Very strong rock 150 to 100, and a firm hammering to break means if you hammer a number of times, they can it can break. Strong rock 50 to 100, easy hammering to break. Moderate strong rock 12.5 to 50, dent with hammer pick. And weak rock 1.5 to 50. Okay, and these are last one table is your shows the break by the hand and indent by the fingernails. Now talk about the shear strength. Shear strength of rock is defined by as the capacity of the rock to withstand shearing stress. It can be worked out indirectly by triaxial test with the help of the Mohr's diagram. And a shear strength has two components: cohesion due to the interlocking and friction resistance along the fracture. Both increase with increase in confining pressure. Mathematically, shear strength, this is calculated by the equation. This is Coulomb's equation. Shear strength in cohesion plus normal stress into tan theta. Remember this formula, and question may be asked in exam. Direct shearing strength of rock sample can also be known by ring or punch shear test, and this is the formula. Shear strength is your this is pressure and this is area, means force applied on the rock and the surface occupied by the that rock, surface area occupied by that rock. And pi dt, d is your diameter, t is your thickness. Okay, shear box, this is your used to get the direct values of the shear strength by the formula. Normal stress means P is your force applied, sine this is your 45 degree actually, and this one is also shear stress. You can normal stress you can calculate by the rock, means P into sine 45 by A, this divided by the area. And a normal shear stress is your P cos 45 divided by the A. So you can directly calculate the shear strength and normal shear stress and normal stress of the rock. Tensile stress. Rocks are very weak under the tensile stress and rarely subjected to the direct tensile stress, and tensile stress may be induced indirectly when the rock are used to slab beam. Slabs are beams, and the direct tensile stress can be worked out by a dog bone test, where the rock sample is dressed in bone shape and hold and pull the specimen from the two ends. Okay, this is tensile strength. Okay, and another one is a force applied from up and down side, and rock is stressed during this side. So this is also a tensile strength. So we have a formula of tensile strength is this. We can calculate this 0.0 675 p upon d square. D is diameter of the sample. Okay, you can also calculate. This is tensile strength, and this is your compressive strength. Okay, so tensile strength is equal to 0.0470 compressive strength plus 1314. Okay, remember this. So a Brazilian test is this. It is performed using the core disc with length to the diameter ratio of 0.5. Tensile stress in direction perpendicular to the direction of the compressive strength, and can be calculated by this formula. And the tensile strength is equal to 2p pi dl. D is diameter of the length. L is your length of the sample. Okay, length, height, thickness, you can simple. If this is disc shape, then this is your L will be thickness. Okay, so you can convert into diameter, radius also. So pi, D is r by 2 L. So you can write also this 4p upon pi rl. L is actually thickness of the disc. Okay, pi rt you can also write that. So next is flexural strength. Flexural strength. Transgressive strength of the rock come into the play when it is subjected to the bending loads, and it is determined by loading bar. It is determined by loading a bar by 3-point load or 4-point load on beam shaped rock with dimension. Its length is 20 centimeter, width is 8, and thickness is the formula. Suppose that. So 3-point load is formula is a 3-point load 2bd square, and 4-point load has 3-point area. This is area bd square. You can use this. Elastic properties of the rock relate stresses with corresponding strain, and the important elastic property are constant of modules of elasticity and Poisson ratio. Modulus of elasticity, the thing indicates elastic or spring-like behavior of rock, suggesting rock ability to absorb the recover minute non-rigid body deformation, and such material are also said to follow Hooke's law. This Hooke's law is your stress upon strain. E is your Young modulus. This E is your Young modulus, and this is also. So stress strain diagram showing different types of the stages of the deformation, stress and strain. So this is your first stage, means more ductile failure due to the confinement, peak strength, and yield point unovariable, brittle failure, and plastic deformation. So Poisson ratio. Poisson ratio is ratio of lateral strain with axial strain with the elastic limit is called Poisson ratio and denoted by the this. And the Poisson ratio is equal to the lateral strain upon axial strain. Okay, means this is, you can say, delta L upon delta D upon D as well as. Okay, delta is length and D is your width. So specific properties of rock material for the different region, aesthetic use, and rock have been used for time immemorial for various kind of aesthetic works in palaces, church, temples, fort, and other monuments. And the availability of the instrument and modern machines have sculpting the working stones may easier, and important and pleasing colors, strength, elasticity, and softness. Important one is this, that, and longevity and resistance to weathering, non-porous nature, absence of flaws and micro cracks in building stone, and also important. And a common rock used for such purpose include soapstone, serpentine, marble, limestone, and sandstones. And a building and dimension stones, mostly local availables of rocks such as granite, basalt, gneiss, quartzite, sandstone, and limestone blocks are used as building stone. And the raw pieces of rock with sand and cement mortar are very commonly used for making boundary wall known as Esler's masonry. And a flagstone is a is a type of the sandstone, or 40 to 50 millimeter thick, separated along the bedding planes of sandstones, and limestone have been used traditionally for flooring and paving slabs. And the slates 5 to 10 mm, easily spreading along the foliation plane using hammer and chisel, have been used for roofing material due to high tensile and flexural strength. So governing factors for using rocks or buildings are need, availability, and workability, cost, and durability, mineral composition, structure, and texture. These are the important one for the strength of the rock. Okay. So this is important for your, and another one is your abrasion test. Okay. So abrasion test is low stiffness abrasion test is used for testing resistance to abrasion of coarse rock used road material. And you have to remember a formula of loss endless abrasion test is your M2 by M1, that is into 100. What is M1 and what is M2? M1 and M2. Okay. M1, M2 each actually shows your length or abrasion value. Okay. Suppose that initial you have a 100 gram, 100 kg sample. After the abrasion, they have only 70 kg sample. Then M1 means original, M2 means your loss. So 70 upon 100 into 100. So here will be your 70 value. This is for example. Okay. So if loss impression value is 50, then base course bitumen and macadam roads, this is recommended usage. Actually this is all on the basis of use. So M2 means after the abrasion value, abrasion after the abrasion mass, and M1 is your initial mass. Okay. By using this you can get the ab loss is abrasion value. So this is important one for exam is engineering properties. In your exam purpose, you have to remember this. What are the building stones, strength of the rock, and important one is your formula. Okay. I think you should note down the important formula uh, which are remain. You know very well overburden stress is equal to same like your rho gh, lithostatic pressure. Okay. H is your height, g is your, and rho is, g is your gravity, and rho is your density of the material. Okay. UCS formula I have already told you. And you can Brazilian test formula 4p. upon pi d square. Okay, d square means you can d write that d into t. T is thickness and d is your diameter. Okay, point load test, you know very well, p upon d square. You have to remember this. Point load test, p upon d square, you can convert it to the radius also. And later we will do some numerical also. Okay, and yes, triaxial test formula is your triaxial test formula is 4p upon pi d square. I think yes, this is same. Okay, no, there is no other changes. And then one is a block punch test. Block punch test formula is your block punch formula is your block punch test is equal to BPI, known as BPI is equal to W upon T into L2 into L1. Sorry, L2 plus L1. Okay, L2, this is plus. L2 plus L1. Okay, where W is your failure load. This is failure load. And T is, you know very well, thickness. T is thickness. And L1 and L2 are length of the shear planes. Okay, length of the shear plane. And another one is your natural water content based on slag durability test formula. You can write down from the slide. Slag durability formula is W is equal to A minus B upon B minus C into 100. What is A, B and C? W is your percentage of water content. Percentage of water content. And A is your mass of drum plus sample. Mass of drum plus sample. B is your mass of drum minus dried sample. Mass of drum minus dried sample. And C is your mass of drum. Mass of drum means in that drum in which sample you have put down. Okay, and another formula is I will discuss in next class. Okay, so this is for theoretical part for the today. Now we will do some objective, and you have to rejoin the class. Okay.